Alex.
And I'm Kris, and you're watching
Thanks! We Hate It! With Alex and Kris. Okay. Here we go again.
We are taking our first step outside of the horror genre.
First time,
and going into the larger arena of pop culture in general.
Yeah, that'll be fun to dive into. Right. I mean, we have obviously tons of knowledge of horror, but we also like other things too, you know?
Pop culture rocks, and there's lots of it that I hate, so we can get into that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We have plenty of content along that line.
All right, so this is actually going to be our last show of the year. We're going to take a little bit of a break, so we decided, why not do top 5 worst Christmas movies?
I liked it.
Yep.
I do want to start off by saying I am not a Christmas person at all. Like, this Christmas sweater is like...
It's from our prop department.
Like, I don't have things like this. And
right. She walked in and we're like, we have a sweater for you to wear.
Thanks, because I have nothing but graphic shirts.
This Dwight sweatshirt, I would wear this every day, all over the place.
That
doesn't
is
even have
fun.
to be Christmas.
I'll admit that is a fun sweater, for
I love
sure.
The Office.
But, yeah, Christmas is just not really my vibe. So I really actually kind of had to dig in and be like,
same.
How many Christmas movies have I seen? And I do have one on here that is, horror adjacent.
Oh.
So, it's not really adjacent, it really is a horror film.
Right.
But
there's some bad Christmas horror films,
absolutely.
too. That could have been its own show as well.
I actually tried to avoid putting a lot of those on the list.
Me
because
too.
I was like, you know...
We've all seen Santa sleighs, but not everyone outside of the horror genre has seen Santa sleighs. You know, like... I know.
I do love it. That shit's so good.
I know, and not everyone knows there's like 3 Black Christmases, you know, and only one of them is good. But
yes,
that's
ma'am.
but that's what I'm saying. So we wanted to do just Christmas movies in general, and we tried to stay away from horror. So that's where we're at with that.
Hope it works.
Alright, so let's go into it. What's your number 5?
My number 5, I am going to go, I'm just going to put this, I'm going to put this under, like a blanket of the genre. Every single fucking Hallmark movie ever.
I mean...
I can't sift through the poop. I can't sift through the poop and find the duds.
Sweet. I can't do the overly sugarly sweet and the...
No.
You know, and it is... I've heard that recently they are getting better and they're not doing the same thing, but it was all the time. It was like, okay, somebody, either a guy or girl who's rich from the city is going to go to some small town that's obsessed with Christmas and work at a toy store or a candy shop, and their names are Holly or
Brad.
Right, like...
Yeah.
And the guy turns out to secretly be Santa's son, and
they fall in love,
right.
And they get married on Christmas Day. Yeah, no, I fucking can't with any of those. And I think the worst thing about Hallmark movies is they always use the same fucking people.
Yeah.
One, for instance, is like that Candace Cameron Bure.
Bure, yeah.
Yeah, what? And she's like a Republican, and I'm like, what? You were on Full House, and you were fucking
bad
awesome
DJ.
on Full House.
DJ, go to your room.
She was great on Full House, and I'm gonna be honest with you, it's really disappointing to see what kind of person she is now. Like, I just can't. I don't vibe. I don't think she's a good actress. The movies are shit. You know, I mean, well, when she is older. Yeah. She it's like it just got worse. When she was a kid, her acting was great, but as an adult. Well, depends.
We've seen some great children actors.
Absolutely.
And not just I'm not talking about dramas, I'm talking about in sitcoms. They have great kids. I don't think any of the kids on that show were that standout. Like, I can totally see it. The Olsens aren't even the best actors in their family, and they've been doing it since, like, birth. So,
yeah,
Elizabeth Olsen is far superior to the Olsen twins. But yeah, and they do. It seems to be where once people are done with Hollywood, or Hollywood is done with them, because they've said some stupid things, or, you know, they've gotten a little too God is everything in my life kind of people, they wind up on Hallmark. So
that's where they go to die.
That's where they go to die.
And you know, there's nothing wrong with, you know, I mean, if you want to be
get
Christian,
those paychecks.
if you want to, you know, right. There's nothing wrong with what you want to, you know, what you want to believe, but like, don't Don't say hateful things.
Down other people's throats.
Right. Don't shove it down other people's throats. Don't say hateful things. And, you know, it's that simple. You know, like, you can believe whatever the fuck you want, but just don't be an asshole about it at the end of the day, you know?
Pretty much, yeah. I don't know enough about Candace Cameron Bure to say what she's done that's asshole. I just know that the vibe I get from her is, like, very, like, Karen, can I talk to your manager vibe, which is what disappoints me about DJ growing up to be Candace Cameron Bure.
Yeah.
Like, she has heavy Karen vibes to me.
All right, number 5.
All right, number 5 for me. A Merry Friggin' Christmas.
I've heard of this one, I just never seen it.
It came out in 2014, and it came out after Robin Williams was already dead. Robin Williams is in this, so it was one of his last roles, which makes this movie hurt even more. It's star-studded. It's got Joel McHale, it's got Lauren Graham, it's got Oliver Platt, Candice Bergen, Robin freaking Williams, like I said, and it sucked. Like, it wanted to be that hard, edgy Christmas movie.
Keys in my damn car! You just threw a flower pot through your window there.
Yeah.
But instead, it was just a Christmas movie full of old, tired tropes from those types of Christmas movies without any of the, like, hard-hitting edge or bite that, like, Bad Santa had, you know? Which Lauren Graham was also in that, so...
Shit.
I like Bad Santa. But yeah, Merry Freaking Christmas. It had such potential, and it fell so far. Yeah, it's not good, guys.
All right, number 4. Whoop-dee-dee. So I'm gonna go with 4 Christmases.
Yeah.
The Vince Vaughn and Reese Witherspoon film. I fucking hate Vince Vaughn a lot. I don't know...
There's that.
Necessarily why, like, I fucking hate his acting. I hate who he is, like, outside of, you know, like, in his personal life. I just do not get good vibes from him.
Right. It's like he took his swingers character and was like, that's me from life.
Right.
Like, no.
Right. You know, and it's crazy because, like, I actually used to really like Vince Vaughn. I thought he was funny.
Same.
You know, and I was like, oh, man, this movie's great. Like, Dodgeball, he's fucking hilarious in, and that's, like, one of my favorite comedy films. But
and I like Wedding Crashers, although it's an extremely problematic movie now that you look back on it. But I did like it when it came out.
You know, it's one of those things where, you know, like, you used to be funny, bro. You used
what
to
happened?
Be. Yeah, and it's like, now you kind of, you're kind of a dick.
Creepy.
And creepy, yeah.
He's always looked creepy.
And I know he was in, the newer, horror film, Freaky.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like, is he kind of circling back to horror? Because he really probably shouldn't, because when he was in Psycho, like, the remake, that was the first and last movie you should have ever done that was horror. You do not fit in the horror.
I hate body switch movies where grown-ass men go into the bodies of teenage girls. That's what I said. When that movie came out, I was like, I'm not seeing this. This is basically the hot chick horror version.
Yeah.
Like, and the hot chick was already kind of a horror movie. Like, I'm not...
I mean, yeah.
It's Rob Schneider's taking over Rachel McAdams' body. That is a horror movie. Like... No. So, yeah, when Freaky came out, I was like, why do they make Vince Vaughn, this 50-year-old man, take over the body of this teenage girl? Like, no.
It's just weird.
I can't. It's not okay. It's just not okay.
So, yeah, Vince Vaughn, definitely not a vibe in this movie. I really just don't like the premise of it. It's basically just, like, they're going to, you know, both of their parents are divorced, so they're going to, you know, each house or whatever. And then there's this weird, like... B story with, like, their relationship, you know, and how, like, Reese Witherspoon's and Vince Vaughn's, like, I can't remember the character names. Their relationship was kind of on the rocks, or you know, like, they had been together for a while, something along those lines, and this shitty fucking love story.
It's too much.
I remember this one part where, like, she, like, Reese Witherspoon, like, she went to the bathroom and she took, like, a pregnancy test to see, because, like, she hadn't gotten her period or whatever, and, like, this little girl just, like, fucking comes in the bathroom while she's on the toilet, and was like, hey, and I know kids do that.
That's accurate.
And was like, you know, oh, hey, and this little girl, like, takes the fucking pregnancy test because she thinks it's, like, a marker or something, and then Reese, like, chases her, like, through, like, this bouncy house. And it was so stupid because in the bouncy house, she was like, I peed on that. And the little girl dropped it. And I thought, you could have just said that in the beginning.
Right.
Why did you have to chase her through a bouncy house? Like, that's It was unnecessary.
Movie's too much.
And they were trying to pad it. Which is what I think they were trying to do. I think they were trying to pad it, and they added a stupid fucking scene like that. So I don't know why that scene pissed me off so much, but I was like, this is fucking stupid. Unnecessary.
Right. That's exactly why.
And of course, later on, the pregnancy test, of course, it comes back around where she was like, I was kind of hoping I was pregnant. Where is our relationship? Ugh. Fuck off.
You were hoping you were pregnant so a baby would fix this relationship that you don't know what it is?
Like, that's exactly what it was.
That's not okay. Babies, guys, PSA, babies don't fix relationships. So I actually haven't seen Four Christmases. I know about it. But I think the problem with Four Christmases is we all already have to deal with going to, like, so a lot of us are children of divorce. So we've been growing up going to, like, 2 or 3 different Christmases. Because you gotta have one at mom's, one at dad's, one at grandma's, whatever. Like,
right.
Nope, I live that. I don't want to see it. Like, I go to the movies to escape the horrors of my life, not relive them.
I think that's, like, just the problem with, like, Christmas movies and really just any movies that aren't horror to me, like, in general. Like, no, I mean, seriously.
I get it.
You know, where it's like, I go, I see a drama, or I see, like, for some reason, the movie that comes to mind is, like, Failure to Launch. You know what I'm saying? Like, that type of, like, that
like
type
romantic comedies.
Romance, and, like, like, romantic comedies.
I hate romantic comedies. There are a few good ones, but
along that line.
It's not my genre.
No, and it's, because a lot of it's so realistic. You know, when you watch these, you're just like, stuff like this actually happens in my life. I don't want to fucking watch this.
Right.
You know, like, I want to see someone's head get cut off. You know,
right.
like, it's...
Like, I'm already awkward with people. I don't need to see other people be awkward with people. Like...
Right. It's just... I mean, believe it or not, like, a lot of those romantic comedies, of course, sometimes, like, they obviously aren't realistic.
Right.
But there are themes in there that are.
Right.
You know, so it's like... I don't want to... I just can't. Yeah. I don't want to see it. Thank you.
Exactly. And that's how I felt about Four Christmases, which is why I never went and saw it. Because, again, it's like, I'm going to live that every December. I don't need to watch you do it. I don't need to watch Vince Vaughn do it.
What is the appeal to that? You know what I mean? Maybe, I can identify with that, I suppose. But no.
Although, I will say, Superior going home for the holidays type of movie. I watch it every year for Thanksgiving, Home for the Holidays, with Holly Hunter and Robert Downey Jr. Okay. Oh, my God. It's such a good movie. If you guys haven't seen Home for the Holidays, go see that because that movie's awesome.
I don't think I've ever heard
But it's
of that.
A Thanksgiving themed movie. She's going home for Thanksgiving. Claire Danes plays Holly Hunter's daughter. Oh, it's so good.
Oh.
I don't want to get off on a theme there, but I'll tell you about it when we're done filming.
Okay.
It's a really good movie. Okay. All right, so my number four is The Santa Claus.
All right.
And this is before I didn't like Tim Allen. Because as a kid, I loved Tim Allen. Because he was on Home Improvement. He was Buzz Lightyear. Like, I loved Tim Allen. However, The Santa Claus... I'm sorry, but any movie that shows Santa being killed so that Tim Allen can be Santa Claus, probably traumatic for kids, you know? Like, and the whole movie is introducing, like, Christmas is supposed to be fun and everything, and you're introducing contracts and clauses and, like, all this stuff and rules. Like, what happened to the magic and shit?
Right.
And then he's getting, it's
more like a business. It's like a Wall Street.
The Santa Claus to me is more like a horror movie because he starts the body morphing, and I mean, it's not a good movie.
It's body horror.
It's really not a good movie.
Yeah, I
hate that movie.
I've only seen bits and pieces of it because I really.
We saw it in the drive-in as a kid. It was. Ugh.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
Oh shit! No, I can't. I can't with Tim Allen at all. I think he's gross.
Yeah.
On many levels.
But again, I saw it before I was a kid. I didn't know about Tim Allen. I didn't even know, he got caught for cocaine or whatever back in the 70s and ratted on a bunch of people.
Fucking snitch.
Right. Snitches get stitches, bitch.
Always. Always. Never be a fucking snitch.
Narc.
Nobody likes them. Yeah, right. Nobody likes narcs.
But as a kid, it was just the dude from Home Improvement, like that, so whatever. My dad would do the Tim Allen grunt, and so it was amusing to me as a kid. But as an adult, don't like Tim Allen. But I saw this movie long before that, and I still, as a kid, I hated it. My mom would be like, let's watch this one. I'd be like, no.
No,
I don't want to watch that again. Once was plenty, Mom, thanks.
The sequels were even worse.
Yeah, I didn't see them because I didn't like the first one.
Yeah, well, from what I haven't seen them either, but from what I heard, they were just hot fucking garbage here.
And again, you're killing Santa Claus. Like, the first thing you do is Santa falls off the roof and
that's
he
gonna
dies.
set a really fucking weird mood for the rest of the film.
Right.
You don't know what to expect.
Right. And then, like I said, he goes through and his body changes, and it's like, it's kind of horror, guys.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I didn't like the Santa Claus. I haven't seen it since I was a kid because I didn't feel the need to. I know that that's probably not a popular opinion because I know there are a lot of people that did like this movie. But again, I think just adding contracts and shit to Santa Claus takes away the magic and the fun.
Okay.
All right.
Are we on to number 3
Yeah,
already?
number 3.
Wow. Okay, number 3, this is my horror choice. Silent Night, Deadly Night 4.
Oh, 4th, I was going to wonder which one you were going to go for.
I almost went for 2.
But it's
Harvest Day! Huh? No!
That is the reason why I did not. Is this garbage
I love that
day.
meme. I use that gif all the time.
It's so fucking funny.
That line alone saves that movie.
Okay, so Silent Night, Deadly Night 4, it's a horror film and they just throw Christmas Eve in.
Yeah.
Like I feel like if they just got rid of Christmas Eve and they titled it differently, it would have been a really fucking cool movie. And it was directed by Brian Yuzna, which he's done so many fucking cool things. He did Society, he did The Dentist, and I believe the second one as well. And, you know, he's got a lot of really great themes, a lot of bug horror and a lot of like insects, body horror.
Yeah.
You know, he uses like Screaming Mad George a lot in his films. I love him. He's fucking fantastic. But Silent Night, Deadly Night 4 was just
god awful.
It was fucking weird. And honestly, the only cool thing about it was Clint Howard, because Clint Howard is it's shit. Clint Howard, you know, he's one of the best in B horror films. So, but yeah, it was just odd. They just threw Christmas in there, and again, if this would have been a completely different film with a different title and they took Christmas Eve out, I probably would have been like, this is great.
It might have worked, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so number 2 for me, three.
Number
See,
3.
oh, this time it's me messing up numbers. I have the Polar Express just because strictly it creeps me out. That movie creeps me out. It's the first time I've ever in my life been scared of Tom Hanks. I don't like that movie.
What?
Yep. Uh-huh. Hate me. Give me the hate. I don't care. I hate that movie.
Okay.
Yep. Thanks. I hate it. Thanks. I hate it a lot.
You know,
you could take your Uncanny Valley kids and all that shit and go die with them, because how dare you make me terrified of Tom Hanks movie? How dare you?
As much as I really hate Christmas, I actually do enjoy the Polar Express.
I bet you do.
I think the reason why I enjoy it is because it has like a lot of really great like childhood memories attached to it. I actually saw this film. And there used to be a dollar theater here where we live. And Northtown.
Yeah.
And I saw it for the first time there. And it was so cool because it's not there anymore. You know, it's been closed for many, many, many years. And it just, the memory attached to it. And I don't know why I felt...
You got nostalgia feels.
Yeah, I don't know why I felt the way I did when I was a kid, but I do have to say that one was enjoyable. I really did like Polar Express.
Well, I think I was too old for that one too when it came out. So because there's like a 10-year difference between us or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, so I was not the right age for this movie anyway. So I was already like a teenager when this movie came out.
Oh, so you're not gonna go see it.
And so when it came out and I saw the clip, well, I saw it because family movie night. And yeah, I think my sister likes it, but she's younger than me. But yeah, the minute it came out, I was like, well, that's nightmare fuel.
Honestly though, I can definitely see that, especially the scene. The homeless dude on top of the train where he just like fades away. Sorry, did I trigger something?
No, I just don't care. I don't like that Uncanny Valley shit. Like, I don't like Uncanny Valley. It creeps me out. Just either make things look the way they're supposed to or don't. Like, I don't like, oh, we almost got it human-like. No.
All right, number 2. Okay, so I'm gonna go Elf.
I can see that. I like Elf, but I can see why.
I fucking hate this movie.
I really like Zooey Deschanel.
Fucking can't. Do you? I really don't know what it is about this movie, but I can't. Will Ferrell is. It's almost like creepy to me that he acts like a kid, and he's like pretty. I don't want to necessarily just be like he's old, but he's older in that movie, and it's fucking weird. Yeah. I can't get behind it. It makes me very uncomfortable. Yep. I just don't. I don't vibe. I
like
really
that
hate
Ralphie from Christmas Story's in it.
Mm-hmm. That was fun. Peter Dinklage was in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really cool. And
I like Zooey Deschanel. I do. I know she annoys a lot of people, but I like her.
I'm not a Zooey Deschanel fan. Yeah, I don't hate her. I'm kind of like indifferent.
Yeah,
you know?
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
But yeah, just something about this movie just makes me... Not only does it make me uncomfortable, I just think the concept is fucking stupid. Like, it's like, I'm this elf, and I'm just gonna go to fucking, New York City, because, like, my dad's there, and it's like, I don't know why, I just think, no, it's dumb.
I get it. I can see, like I said, I like the movie. I think it's been a few years since I've seen it. I remember thinking, it's okay. Like, it was never one of my favorites. It's not one of the ones I have on rotation every Christmas, because I don't care about it.
I think another reason why I might hate it is because it was hyped up so much. I mean, like, there was, like, a lot of marketing for it.
There still is.
Yeah, and that's the thing. There's, like, a lot of merch and stuff. So it's like, when you're constantly surrounded by that, there is a really solid chance that you're going to get so fucking tired of seeing it. I think that's what makes it worse.
I've never been a big Will Ferrell fan either. Like, there's some stuff of his that I like. I like some of the stuff he did on SNL. I liked the first Anchorman, but really not because of him. It was mostly because of everyone else in that movie. But I've never been a big Will Ferrell fan. So
okay, number 2.
All right, number 2 for me. It's a Wonderful Life.
Yes.
Because it's not
agree.
A Wonderful Life.
Fuck that movie.
At the end, the banker guy who caused all the fucking problems never gets his comeuppance at all. They just kind of forget about him. Like, he was the villain. He was the bad guy. And we don't see anything ever happen to him. The banker was Mr. Potter.
Nobody was taking responsibility for that, but we were so focused on... Look how different everything would be if you weren't here. Like, listen, I don't want to watch that. I want to see the antagonist go to hell.
Right.
I just don't want to see that, I guess.
It's depressing. It's a depressing movie.
Well, especially for people who have issues like that, and including myself, I mean, I'm open about my mental health issues, and I've always been open about that, and I just don't, that's actually, like, low-key kind of triggering for me, and I'm like... No, can I see, Jason punch a head off a dude, please? I'd rather watch somebody get killed. Sounds awful. I just would, though.
I know. Right. Yeah. If they had just killed George Bailey, I think it would have been a better movie.
That would have been fun. Put him in a guillotine.
Yeah, I love Jimmy Stewart. I do. There's a lot of his movies I like. This is not one of them. And I can see why it flopped when it first came out. Yeah. Because if you don't know the history of this movie, when it first came out, it was a box office failure. Mm-hmm. Nobody liked this movie. Then, like, 20, 30, 40, 50 years later, whatever, it got into the public domain, and TV was a new thing, and they needed programming, and they're like, well, we'll take this old movie... And that's free to play, and we'll just play it all the time. Yeah. And they
or very low cost to play.
And over until people, it was just in their brains. They're like, I like this. Like, they brainwashed people into thinking they like this movie, because it's never been a hit.
Yeah, that's
ever.
Yeah, it's weird how things work out like that. That was kind of the same thing with A Christmas Story.
Fuck you, I love that movie.
No. Let me fucking finish. I said, the reason why I say it's like A Christmas Story is because it's the complete opposite of It's a Wonderful Life, where when it did hit the box office, it was a total flop. Did you know that? It was a total flop.
No, it wasn't.
Was it?
I honestly don't remember.
I thought A Christmas Story was a flop.
I don't remember.
Because I remember my parents actually went to go see it, and they went, and there was like 2 other people in the theater. Like, that movie did very poor.
See, and I don't remember that because when we saw it, and then all the kids were talking about it, and we were all daring each other to stick our tongues to shit. Like, every kid I know who saw that movie loved it. So I guess that's why I got the impression that it was a hit, because everyone I knew loved it.
Yeah. Yeah, but no, it totally bombed. And then, again, I'm sure it was one of those movies that were like, we'll just play this. Remember this gem that did shitty?
Yeah,
and now everybody loves it.
For 24 hours a day, I don't think. Like, TBS plays the 24 hours a day. Like, that's unnecessary, but I do like that movie.
No, that movie's... Christmas Story is awesome. That is I do have to say... As much as I don't like Christmas, that is the one movie that I do watch every year.
Scrooge, too.
Scrooge is good. Yeah.
That's mine. I watch Scrooge every year. Carol Kane, I love her in that movie. She kicks his ass. Like, yeah, that's a great movie. But Wonderful Life, not a great movie. Never was a great movie. They tricked people into thinking it was a great movie, and now people are back to being like, oh, actually, it's not that great a movie. And I'm glad about that. Like, let's just let this movie die.
All right.
Number 1.
We are there, aren't we?
Yep.
This probably might be an obvious one. A Christmas Story 2.
Oh my god, that's my number 1. What?
No! What the fuck is this
Why
movie?
would you do this?
Decades later.
Why would you do this?
Decades later, you decided to make this.
But yet, Ralphie's 16 and his parents are younger than they were when they were in the other movie. And isn't the brother like the same age? Like
Randy, I think.
Yeah, Randy is like the same age. Only Ralphie's 16 and the parents are younger than they were portrayed in the first. It's a mess. I'm glad Darren McGavin was dead before this movie came out.
Yeah,
like
poor
this
Darren.
Is not okay movie. Why?
It's so fucking stupid. Like, I can't even begin to tell. Like, we don't need to see this family develop. No. We have one movie where there was enough development, and you don't need to replay that.
Especially
you know what I mean?
Since you're not doing anything new. It is the same beats of the movie.
Same thing.
The kid gets his tongue. I think it gets it sucked into something instead of stuck to something.
And now Ralphie's looking at a car instead of a rifle. You know, so it's so fucking stupid. And there was I remember there was this one part in the movie where the narrator was talking about like the mom and with like Randy growing up and was just like, oh, you know, like she was, you know, worried about, you know, like her son growing up and blah blah blah. And it's like, where did that come from? it just sort of like appeared, and it's like, this isn't, because it never was really about Randy ever. Right. You know, so why all of a sudden are you bringing it? Why?
Right. Why? It doesn't have not a drop of the charm that the original does. Not one iota.
Close.
The first movie, it's so charming, and it reminds you, like, my dad talks about how it does remind him of his youth.
Oh, I'm sure.
Stuff. And for kids like us who didn't grow up in the 50s and stuff, for us, it reminds us of, like, that better time when it wasn't really better, but movies make it look like it was better. Days. Right.
Yeah.
In reality, it wasn't that great, but movies made it look pretty cool.
Yeah.
So there's no charm. There's no good characters. No. The acting's not great. You don't have any of the original actors returning. The first movie felt like, you know, when people write essays for school and stuff, and that's what it felt like, was someone took an essay and made it into a film. And that was that moment in their life that they were talking about, and that's all that was needed, and you understood the family going forward. You kind of got a sense of how they were going to turn out and everything. Right. Whereas this is like, it's such a clear cash grab, and it failed. It failed at being a cash grab.
Yeah. You're right. That's really what it was. It was a cash grab, and it was made off of the hype.
Yep. There was no love put into the making of this one.
Okay, pretentious.
Yep. This was our attempt to step outside of the horror genre. We sort of did it. We referenced a lot of horror stuff while talking about these non-horror movies.
Oh, yeah. You have to add a dash.
Yeah.
You know?
That's just our lives. Like, horror's our lives. So,
absolutely.
We are going to try and do more listicles that are outside of horror and just pop culture in general starting next year. We are still going to have plenty of horror, so don't fear, because we love it, and we've always got stuff to hate in horror.
Absolutely. The list is endless.
Right. So, Have a great rest of your year, guys. Happy holidays, whichever ones you celebrate or don't celebrate. Don't forget to like and subscribe down below so that you can get awesome content when we do come back in 2022.
See you then, guys.
Bye. Bye.